Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangam Saranam Gacchami. I go for refuge in the Buddha. I go for refuge in the Dharma. I go for refuge in the Sangha. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. So we'll begin with our customary 15 minutes of seated meditation. We chant the Gatha on opening the sutras. This Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is rarely encountered, even in hundreds of thousands of millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, hold and maintain it. May we completely realize the true mind of all Buddhas. Okay, so it's that time. We're keeping him up past his bedtime, so
We are.
let's
Good evening.
let's listen attentively.
Every time I hear that incomparably profound and minutely subtle, I get very excited at what's coming, and then I realize tonight it's just me. So we're going to do a little mind training exercise again. For me, my mind training exercise, and I'm going to share an image, if I can find it. Here we go. Everybody should be seeing that. Uh, okay, so is everybody seeing a rabbit? Oh, shoot, I messed it up. Okay, let me share this image with you. All right, what is this drawing of? If you say a duck, I will hit you 30 times. If you say a rabbit, I will hit you 30 times. All right, if you say it's not a duck or a rabbit, but instead cats, I will roll my eyes and groan inwardly. All right, so an image like this was first created by a psychologist named Joseph Jastrow, who, according to Wikipedia, believed that what you saw in the image depended upon your emotional state at the time. So more recently, some psychologists found that people who can switch easily between the duck and the rabbit can find, on average, 5 rather than just 2 creative uses for everyday items, such as paper clips. So I must be able to find at least 5 creative uses for a paperclip because I can switch back and forth fairly easily. And I first encountered it in Ludwig Wittgenstein's Philosophical Investigations, where it illustrates his distinction between seeing that and seeing as. So what is it again? A duck, a rabbit? What do I see when I look at this? Right. So this image is posted over the desk in my office. I use the image as a mnemonic for some Zen mind training. So we know that mindfulness isn't just awareness, but mindfulness with clear comprehension, remembering, minding, and reminding. And the duck rabbit illustration works as a mindfulness tool for me. It's not just smriti, but smriti sampanjana, right? Vigilant minding with a purpose. And the purpose is for us to keep remembering skillful approaches to the world. So what does it remind me? Well, first, it reminds me that, in the words of the great Bodhisattva Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. We all have a point of view that we instinctively cling to for some metaphysical comfort. Now, according to the Duttaka Sutta on the corruptions of mind, for the Buddha, attachment to views is a sign of illusion and conceit and leads to pointless arguments, while those unattached from views might still enter debates, but feel no need to take sides. And according to the Magandiya Sutta, I'm quoting, "For one detached from perception, there are no knots. For one liberated by wisdom, there are no delusions. But those who have grasped perceptions and views wander in the world, creating friction." In another translation, it's stirring up strife. So basically, people attached to their views go around making trouble for everyone, including themselves. So the first reminder is that my views are just views and not to get too attached to them. I'm not seeing that the world is some particular way, only seeing the world as some particular way at a given time. As it says in the Dhammapada, right? Our mind makes our world. And those views I have are just stories my mind tells about the world, some more skillful than others. So that's something we should always be mindful of. But it's very easy to forget, hence the drawing. I keep it posted. It's more generally a good reminder that not only do we each have different perspectives, but those perspectives also have reasons and conditions that have created them, just as ducks and rabbits have. That doesn't mean they're all equally true or false or skillful or unskillful, only that clinging to them cuts us off from other people. Not clinging to views opens us up to those other perspectives. We could call it, following Shantideva, exchanging self for other, cultivating the virtue of equanimity, where we see ourselves as equally, see others as equally valuable as ourselves. So why does that matter? It matters most perhaps when interacting with other people. I work as an academic librarian, and many of my interactions are research consultations, helping students with research projects. My role isn't to impose my perspective on that of students, but to help them realize their own projects with the tools we have available. And I need to be able to shift into their perspective. That's partly why I keep it as a reminder over my desk at work. So exchanging self for other is a grandiose way of putting what librarians call the reference interview. So library patrons asking for help often don't ask for what they really need, but for what they think librarians can provide. So one job of the librarian is to suspend judgment, suspend views for a while, to ask questions to get at the real information need, a minor version of exchanging self for other. Also, the students I work with are usually very different from me. Different age, gender, ethnicity, nationality, class, different cultural and social assumptions and views they may or may not cling to. But that's a microcosm of all of our interactions with people in the world. Most people are different from us, often in significant ways. But underneath, we share something. In Zen, we say it's our Buddha nature. And we see that more easily once we stop clinging to views and going through the world making trouble. So if we don't cling to views, we're more open to others, to exchange ourselves for others, to understand their perspectives. It's not a literal exchange, obviously, not Freaky Friday, but one of sympathy, imagination. What's it like to be that person? For that matter, what's it like to be me? What's it like not to be me? Can I even answer that question? It also doesn't mean that we necessarily approve of those others. I can understand that someone filled with hate and anger is suffering. I can wish them free of that suffering without in the least approving their hate and anger. I've experienced hate and anger before, and that's enough for sympathy and imagination. I've experienced love and fear and suffering. So this illustration is a reminder to me that we should always work to reduce our attachment to views, to, to free ourselves and others from suffering, to learn to shift perspectives easily and often, rather than cling to the one that comforts us the most. One way to do that is through constant reminders. Everyone has views and perspectives. It's possible to detach from ours, which makes it more likely we're able to experience both the difference of others and their own Buddha nature, to see their suffering as our own. So that's what I see when I look at this image. I see it as a reminder that our mind makes our world, that our beliefs are often only true from a certain point of view, ours, and that detaching from them opens us up to the possibility of exchanging self and other, of cultivating equanimity. It's not just a duck rabbit or a rabbit duck or cats. It is a reminder for awakening. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for your teaching. And an image of a bunny or duck, because we don't get enough of them. So we'll go back, have another 15 minutes on the cushion. Let's chant the Heart Sutra. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva when practicing deeply the Prajna Paramita perceives that all five skandhas are empty and is safe from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness, form. The same is true of feelings, perception, impulses, consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore, in emptiness, no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth until no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of it, and so forth until no old age and death, and also no extinction of it, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attain. The bodhisattva depends on prajnaparamita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Far apart from every perverted view, one dwells in nirvana. In the three worlds, all Buddhas depend on prajnaparamita and attain anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know that prajnaparamita is the great transcendent mantra, is the great bright mantra, is the supreme mantra, is the utmost mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering and is true, not false. So proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra. Proclaim the mantra which says Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. We'll do our personal dedications of merit. All sentient beings are one seamless body and pass quickly from birth to death. We remember those who cared for us and are gone, those who are ill, those who are at war, who are hungry, and who were in pain. May they heal and have peace. We especially dedicate our service to Justin Whitaker, Mike Gingy Wood, Simon Reese Gartland, all those who suffer the violence of artificial boundaries throughout the world. Does anyone else have anyone they'd like to join in?
The Turnbaugh family.
Any others?
Iris McDonald, Clarice Ferreira, Arthur Ferreira, Joanne Sheridan, and Bailey Sheridan.
Any others?
Yeah, my friend Kev, who just lost his mom recently, and all who are suffering inside prison.
All sentient beings throughout the 10 directions, subject to the greed, hatred, and delusions of themselves and others. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita. And we'll recite our faith and practice vow. I will never retreat and will be firm in my mind in this correct Dharma. I will escape from the samsaric cycle of birth and death and definitely will see my original face. I will be sure to inherit the life of insight of the Buddha and save all sentient beings. Brother Hangdal.
Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. Birds and trees and stars and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We practice and recite this for all beings in grateful thanks to our many guides along the way.
And we'll recite the 4 great Bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to help them all. Delusions are countless. We vow to see through them all. Opportunities to awaken are infinite. We vow to embrace them all. The Buddha way is endless. We vow to embody it. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly by and opportunities to awaken are easily lost. Strive to realize your true nature and do not squander your time by night or day.